Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the 90th Minute. We are your hosts, Greg, Lucas, and I. Liam, the clown, is not here. He's away. We don't know where he is. He's somewhere in the wilderness. Thank God. Matt's not here, the aggressor, but we love Matt. He's a good guy. Great hair, great style. But before we get into the world of football, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. You know, we're also on the audio apps and everything. Also, there is a GoFundMe in the description of this YouTube video for my friend Pav. It's more so for his friend whose mother passed away to raise for kind of funeral arrangements and all that stuff. The details will be in the GoFundMe, of course. So if you would like to donate to help our friend Big Pav, Pav's friend, much appreciated. We live in tough times. Also, time to get into the football, I think. You know, it was a pretty crazy weekend, to say the least.
Starting in the Prem was?
Yeah, let's start with the circus. Manchester United versus Brighton.
Honestly, the entire Prem was a circus this weekend.
Entire world football was a circus.
It's
been crazy.
I mean, where do we start?
All right.
You want to start with your club?
Well, yeah, Manchester United versus Brighton.
Yes.
We did not perform well. It's pretty United. They did not perform to standard. That should not be the Manchester United standard. We should never rely on a goal after, the full-time whistle was blown. We should never rely on a penalty after the full-time whistle is blown to win a game against Brighton, who have actually been playing pretty well recently. I give them full credit. I had them to get relegated. They seem to be playing to a much higher standard than expected. That their wingers have been very good. Aside from Lewis Dunk scoring a weird own goal. Didn't even look like an own goal, but let's dissect the match a little bit. Lucas, you watch this more than me, because I didn't have the balls to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to watch this match.
Yeah, I did, I guess.
Yeah, the Colonis.
Yeah, Brighton were definitely the better team, honestly. Manchester United were shocking.
Yeah, that
just sounds like United in general.
They had no plan.
In the last two, with how we started the last two games, yeah, it sounds about right.
And whenever they did something well, they were offside.
No, I don't. Trust me, I did watch bits of this game. Don't worry. I understand what happened. I mean, it doesn't help when I wake up like 7:30 in the morning. I look at football Twitter, and everyone's like, "What's going on with United?" I'm like, "I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'll wake up later and deal with this."
You went back to bed.
It was like 7:45. I'm like, the game I think is coming. It just ended. I'm like, you know what? I'll just go. I'll be back. When I'm in the right mindset.
Yeah. So Brighton, they were very fun to watch. They kept possession quite well. They were playing through the middle, through wide, just nice passing play.
Yeah.
And they're so unlucky in this match. It hit the woodwork 5 times.
I would say this was an evil match for them. I mean, they seem to be cursed, although I feel like they were karma bit them in the ass.
Yeah, because
Mr. Malpai.
Well, let's first talk about Manchester United's first goal.
That was the Marcus Rashford goal, correct?
No, it was the own goal.
The own goal, sorry.
Lewis Dunk.
Yeah, Lewis Dunk. I mean, it looked like it came off Harry Maguire. It was a good set piece, though.
Yeah, it was
a good delivery.
Kind of poor by Brighton conceding that free kick. It was really unnecessary.
But ideally, I thought it was Harry Maguire's goal. And honestly, I think that's one of Harry Maguire's only good strong suits is being in the box and maybe getting a goal. That's all his only good attribute.
Isn't that his first goal for United?
Harry Maguire?
Yeah.
No, he scored.
He scored?
No,
Okay.
He scored before.
Okay, never mind.
Bruno and Maguire. Iconic.
But then, Brighton did score. It was a penalty. Bruno Fernandes conceded the penalty.
Yeah. That was silly, in my opinion.
Neil Maupay, I had in my fantasy team. Very nice.
I did too. He was on the bench. I suck at fantasy Premier League. We'll get into that later.
And Greg, you might agree with me here. This is something you would see in FIFA, right?
Yes.
The celebration?
No, the chip penalty.
Oh, yeah, I do it all the time.
You do it all the time.
It was a great penalty, honestly.
Yeah, it
Fantastic
was. There's no doubt. But to do the crying celebration,
the celebration.
If you're not into FIFA or you're about to get into FIFA, that's supposed to be a celebration in FIFA 21.
It was in FIFA 22, wasn't it?
I think it's gonna be more used this year.
Oh,
because it was in the trailers. So, but I think that kind of bit Mr. Malpai and Brighton in the ass, that celebration, because they seem very confident, which, deservedly so. They're playing very well, creating a lot more chances, but Marcus Rashford happened.
Yeah,
and probably the only bright spot out of United in the whole game.
I mean, I didn't think he was having a good game at this point because he was just not
No,
really
but then he
making the
just
best
turns on a
decision.
switch
Yeah.
and just destroys the defense. A brilliant goal.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Brighton, like, the only time Manchester United were going to look dangerous in this match was off the counter-attack, and that's really how that happened.
I find that's how
Yeah.
United always is best, though, is off the counterattack. When they control the game, they don't play as well. I always say this.
yeah. We were getting killed on the counterattack. We can't defend a counterattack. Where our center backs are too slow to respond. Our defense doesn't respond well enough. Honestly, I think that's the best way of putting it.
It's fine enough being a counter-attacking team.
Yeah, but
if you're going to counterattack, you need to
Yeah.
actually defend well.
But when you
Yes.
get countered, the transition is so poor for United, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think our only good defender maybe that game was Wan-Bissaka.
He wasn't even that good.
Yeah.
He probably wasn't.
My
fit in that
problem is sometimes a lot of people give Luke Shaw a lot of stick, I guess you can say. I think Luke Shaw has been kind of decent for United. Of course, he's not what you want as a left back, but he does perform I wouldn't say he performs well, but he works hard.
The thing is,
Yeah.
Manchester United were playing through the left side most of the time whenever
Yeah.
they had possession. They never played through the right, or very rarely.
No.
Sometimes through the middle, but mostly it was getting the ball to Luke Shaw. He was carrying it up.
Yeah.
He would get it to Rashford, but then nothing really happened.
He does kind of progress well and links up well with Rashford. I saw a United fan on TikTok going around, "Oh, Luke Shaw's trash." I'm like, no, I rate him, but obviously there's better options out there in world football. Like Alex Telles is hopefully going to be signing with him soon.
Oh, is he a better option? I've never seen him play, really.
He's one of the best left backs in Portugal, so I'm hoping he's a good signing. I mean, the fee that they're wanting is very low, so I don't know if it's a bad sign or not.
It's
but-
just he's in his last deal,
Oh,
year
okay.
of his deal.
Yeah,
Year of his
so-
contract. Yep.
But yeah, Brighton kept creating chances because United were scoring on every chance they got. They scored.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about the Rashford goal, but it was a very
yeah, it
nice
was
goal.
amazing.
Honestly, he went around how many players?
Couple.
Probably
It was-
4 or something.
Now, I understand being in trouble, but as a defenders, when there are 4 of you, you should really have
he made them look really silly.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be looking that silly. You should be able to stay on your feet, be able to cover the space that he might want to shoot in, and then have other guys support them on the other side.
Like
as
Rashford
well.
is a world class player, but you still shouldn't be able to do
I
that.
wouldn't say he's quite world class yet.
Some would argue. I don't know. It depends on the
Very,
day.
he's a very
It depends
good
on the
player.
day, honestly, with Rashford.
He's a very good player. But is it time to get to the controversy?
Not yet, Greg, because Brighton, they were still fighting. They were still making chances.
Oh my god.
Manchester United, like, the side Wan-Bissaka was on, March was just
Honestly,
exposing
you're
that
not
space
wrong. You're
constantly.
not
Same with
wrong.
Trossard.
He was just kind of standing there, and they just crossed over, and he just got put in the back of the net. No one was marking him. I'm like, where's the defense?
Even before the goal, there was 3, 4, maybe
Yeah.
5 occasions where that something like that happened, and Brighton should have scored.
It annoys me how that we're constantly linked with Jadon Sancho. The right side isn't even the biggest problem anymore. It's the defense. Defense has been Manchester United's biggest problem for the last 7 years. It feels like.
Well, maybe Wan-Bissaka was
Yeah.
just having a bad game,
Maybe, but it's
and
like,
maybe he wasn't quite
With
fit.
United, every season, their defense is always the weakness. Since Ferguson left, that's been the biggest weakness, I think.
Yeah.
And it's never...
Since the Ferdinand and Vidic
Yeah.
days, yeah.
Like, they haven't overly solidified their back line since then. There's always been question marks.
Because, March scores
Yeah.
late in the match. It was very poorly marked.
Yeah.
100%.
He was wide open, back post, just a free goal.
Yeah, the goal was coming. It had to come. If Brighton didn't score that goal, they'd be the unluckiest team in the world. But
Yeah. So they were happy. They were going to get something out of this match.
I still think they should have won the match.
Yes, but
Oh, no doubt.
they had to get something.
Yeah.
Then,
But of course.
one last corner, Greg.
Yes.
And you know who was at fault? Say it.
Good old Neil Maupay. Maupay? Is Maupay?
Malpai?
I don't know. I'm bad with names. But
He's
we all know.
French, I know that.
Yeah, but Neil
Maupay.
basically
Mopé, I think it's something
he
like that.
basically gives up a handball in the box. Very controversial. Although it wasn't checked until after the full-time whistle was blown.
Because, once the ball was cleared, the ref blew it.
Which is just
It's
mind-blowing.
crazy. Like, you think that final whistle goes. Game's done. Everyone's
Yeah.
done. They're going home. Everything. All that. Happy. Because Brighton was happy.
And of course,
Like, they were happy because they drew the game.
VAR,
at least,
VAR
but-
checks it. It's a handball. Penalty for Manchester United.
And this isn't like the 100th minute.
Yeah, which should be the new slogan for United at this point. Penalty for Manchester United. VAR, Bruno Fernandes steps up,
Yeah.
scores a nice
a
finish,
very
and
good
wins
penalty.
it.
You gotta give
But-
it to Bruno though.
Yeah.
What is it? 17 out of 17.
He's been clinical with the penalties.
Yeah.
I don't think one's been saved. I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing to win a game that way. You shouldn't win games like that ever.
It definitely is embarrassing, but how needed was that for United? Like, if you drew that game or even lost that game,
in the first game with Crystal Palace, we discussed, VAR and how crappy it was against De Gea, because if VAR wasn't around for that De Gea penalty, I think they wouldn't have had a retake.
Yeah.
And then in this game, if VAR wasn't around, it would have been a draw probably, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, is VAR necessarily ruining the Premier League in football?
The thing is, there's also VAR took away a penalty from Brighton in the beginning of the second half as well, which we failed to mention.
It's insane. It's so inconsistent.
VAR was very, very controversial.
It was all
this
over,
weekend.
yeah. Even I think
very,
Jose,
very, very
Jose
much.
Mourinho has some words to say. Which
We're gonna get to that.
Jose had some awesome words to say. And funny, I just finished watching All or Nothing, so it's like,
Me too, actually. Me too.
Okay. But I do want to mention you said that that was a good. United needed that win.
Yes.
Oh, we needed the points, 100%.
But how I want to say, I think that result really puts tape over the cracks. Right?
100%. Yeah.
No, 100%.
For me,
but like,
it didn't even feel like we won the game.
this has to come back and say,
Yeah.
United has to actually wake up now. Because honestly,
It's not even
there's
just-
very, very good players when you put out that squad that
not
you
even just-
should be
Yeah,
winning.
it's not even just the defense though. It's just the whole all around play is disgusting. Right now.
Yes.
The chance
And
creation
it
is so
needs
low.
to get going.
I know when
because-
Bruno arrived, it seemed like everything was going well, and it looks like the cracks are starting to show again.
Yeah.
And like I said, it comes down to defense. We need center backs that we can rely on.
Yeah, and
Harry Maguire and Lindelof are not reliable center backs. Maybe Maguire was a little bit good when he started at United. He was okay, but we're now starting to show how poor of a center back he really can be.
Yeah, Greg, I kind of regret putting him in the team.
Yeah,
See.
same here. Same. Oh my God.
That was
I mean, Eric.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Eric
there.
Bailly, I think he played that game, right? Correct.
You got subbed on. United subbed off. I think it was Greenwood and put on Bailly for the last 10 minutes.
There are so many good center backs in world football, and yet we have the balls to sign one like a Koulibaly or a Van Dijk or a Laporte, someone who's actually gonna help and fix the defense. Even when we signed Harry Maguire, there were still question marks. Is he good enough for United? Is he good enough to be that center back? Can he become... we haven't seen improvement in Harry Maguire's game. We've seen improvement in Wan-Bissaka and Bruno and other players. Harry Maguire, there's been no improvement since he joined United in his game at all.
I think
he's digressed.
I think you said it best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, ideally, when you sign a center back for 80 million, you are hoping to get something out of him, but also to improve over time. Like, come on.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing. Upamecano is a perfect shout of who should be signing right now, not Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho, you can get another right-sided midfielder or attacker who will do the job well enough, I guess.
And you do have a front three right now with Rashford,
You look at
Martial,
Man
and
City.
Greenwood.
Man City, they have three excellent quality right-side players in Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, and Ferran Torres now. Why can't United go after a midfielder like that? I've been saying ideally, if I was the technical director at United, I'm looking at Dortmund. I'm not Jadon Sancho. I want Thorgan Hazard.
Really?
I like what Thorgan Hazard brings. He's creative. He's fast. He's intelligent. He can play the right side. He can play in the middle. He's not as expensive.
Sancho's the much better player, though.
No doubt. But the amount you're paying for Jadon Sancho,
I know what you're saying, but
I think for value-wise, I would like someone like Thorgan.
It's always easier said than done, though, is the case.
Now,
but
I like another thing I saw. I was watching on DAZN. That United, there's a technical director out there who I forget his name, but he was Chelsea's technical director from 2013 till 2017. I don't know why they don't go and hire this guy, who helped bring Chelsea in some quality players and win some titles.
The thing is, with Chelsea, he did bring in quality players, but they also brought in a lot of crap during that time too.
Yeah, but they were still winning titles. I don't think for United right now, it's like we want to win titles.
You guys do need like a sporting director.
Anything is better than Ed Woodward. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Or how?
Yeah, it is true though. But I think it's time to move on from United.
Yeah,
Brighton.
I mean, I can go on forever with this bullshit.
I know, so that's why it's time to move on.
Well, Ole did see after the match that it's a good thing that Jose Mourinho didn't check the net for this match.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
I guess there's two things I really want to mention. I feel supposedly they're still in for Jadon Sancho. There's a rumor that they're still in for him. I don't think it's happening.
I have a hard time believing.
Yeah,
that.
Alex Telles might actually happen. It seems like they're close to actually agree. They're talking to agree on a deal, and everything else is Fabrizio Romano has confirmed all this. The one man you can trust. So, Alex Telles, I'd be very happy with him. Can he play center back? I hope so. I doubt it. No. But let's move on to the next match.
Yeah, because Newcastle played Spurs today.
Yeah, this was an interesting match as well because it was the opposite way around.
Yeah.
The big dog was destroying the little dog, and unfortunately drew 1-1.
Yeah,
Now this is another game. I actually watched like most highlights of all the Prem games except for this one. So please fill me on this. You guys take the stage.
Just so much happened. Spurs looked good. I thought Spurs looked very.
They were making good
very
signings.
The new signings hardly.
I know.
Playing,
Okay.
but
Well, that's good. Thank you for filling me in.
Gareth Bale's not playing yet.
No, was he on the bench?
he was
No.
in the stands.
He's in the stands.
Or
Good,
the-
good to have you back.
I think he's
Gareth.
still coming back from an injury.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see when he actually gets back in. I very much am excited to see when he gets back in.
He might
But-
need to come back soon because Son got injured.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
Greg, I just put him on my fantasy team.
Yeah. Well,
I think I'm bad luck with players on fantasy. They never. I'll bring him. Like, oh, he'll do well. Gets injured.
And then when you bring them in, they're on their bench.
I'm a curse for players.
now the one thing is you got to give it to Newcastle's goalie. I can't think of his name right now.
Darlow.
Yes. What a game. He had a fantastic game.
He made a double save there. That was
That
really
was
good.
was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Harry Kane gets a rebound, like wide open net. He made a fantastic save. Made himself look big, and it was great. But Son hit the crossbar and the post that game. Just couldn't buy it. Honestly,
Thanks,
that game after scoring 4 goals, just can't get
I
it.
think I had him as vice captain this year.
Yeah, and Harry Kane, their one goal that Spurs did score is just a tap in for Lucas Moura.
Yeah.
Good ball by
Still,
Harry Kane,
yeah.
but
Harry Kane winning the most assists this year.
honestly,
This passing is underrated.
It's always been underrated, honestly. People always think he's just a scorer. He just in the box goal scorer. No,
but
he's got more quality to his game.
Yeah.
and he's showing it now. But
Talk about the
Yeah,
finale.
let's go to the part everyone's talking about, the 90th minute.
97th minute penalty.
I don't even know what to say about this. Like, penalty, Lucas? Is it?
By the law, technically.
See, this is the thing. VAR is. I really just. It's messing everything up, in my opinion. It does good, but it does so much bad, too. Like, a team that dominates all game. And then, in my opinion, Andy Carroll headed the ball like the complete opposite direction, where it would not have mattered. But it just because Eric Dyer's hand was out a little bit, it's a penalty.
Yeah,
That's how I see it, and
it's frustrating. Everyone's complaining about it. Even Steve Bruce after the match said that's not a penalty.
Yeah.
Let me find what he actually said. It is a total nonsense. We have to get together as managers and say this must stop.
Yeah. If it's actually going to affect or cause a goal-scoring opportunity, 100%. VAR, intervene, get a penalty in, get a call. But when it's something like that, that is ridiculous. There's no way that should stand for a penalty.
Now, here's from the IAFB. We got a lot of the law on my laptop right here. FIFA has been trying to enforce all leagues to follow this directly. Last year, the Premier League was a little soft on it.
Yeah.
They're always a little bit.
Well, no,
finicky.
soft and like not being as harsh.
Oh,
Yes.
Other leagues have been quite harsh with it, following it strictly.
okay. Yeah.
And in those leagues, you see more penalties that were happening in those previous seasons.
Okay.
But yeah, the law. So the above offenses apply even if the ball touches a player's hand/arm directly from the head or body, including the foot of another player who is close. So that includes touches the ball with their hand or arm when the hand/arm has made the body unnaturally bigger. So say the arm goes wide.
Yeah.
And
that
sorry,
is what
there's
happened.
one more. And the hand/arm is above/beyond their shoulder level. unless if the player deliberately plays the ball, which then touches their arm slash arm hand. Sorry, that's my words.
And in terms of this case, that is what happened. Eric Dyer's hand was out. But how I see it is it wasn't a goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have gotten anything from that.
That's my problem with penalties, especially handballs.
Yeah.
I've seen penalties given when the ball's going out of the box, not even towards the net,
Yeah.
and it hits their hands, and they give the penalty, and it costs the team the match.
And this is how I see it with other people too. Could they just purposely, they see someone's hand sticking out a little bit, couldn't they just, they're good enough players to aim. Can't they just kick it right at their hand and be like, because that's how I see it with that law, is that's what it's saying.
Yeah, and
You could purposely kick it at his hand. What if Andy Carroll saw that his hand was out? I know it's all so fast that it wouldn't actually happen, but he saw his hand was out, his arm was out, and heads the ball right at it.
And I'm reading all this stuff I'm reading out from Dale Johnson from ESPN. So, like I mentioned, other leagues had penalty increases. One of the referee chiefs in Italy, Nicola Rizzoli, he admitted that some penalties were too soft, like we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
And he wants defenders to play without having their arms clamped to their side like penguins.
Yeah.
He then said that if the arm cannot be retracted, it cannot be punishable with a penalty. And he used an example of Darun, where Juventus won a penalty against Atalanta, where Darun, if you're listening on audio, the arm is kind of like against the body, but hit his arm, and it still was given as a penalty. That's the type of stuff you don't want to see.
Yeah.
And we've seen other leagues actually have their penalties decrease over time, but that's because of, like, this is an example in the Bundesliga, but that's because players have been trying to adjust now so that they don't have the ball hitting their arms.
Well, it's because they're going to concede a penalty if they have it
I
sticking
want you
out
to
at
bet
all.
like teams are having training sessions on not how to like keep your arms. It's like
Honestly, you never know. It changes how you
Yeah.
run. It changes how you go to head the ball, take a shot, block a shot, anything.
Let's explain what happened in the final minute with the Spurs Newcastle.
Yeah, so Andy Carroll does head the ball, go up for a header, puts it off Eric Dyer's hand or arm in the box, and it is a penalty. And Callum Wilson steps up and slots it away.
Now, it's good for my fantasy team, but that's obviously not really good for football.
It's
No, not at all.
Spurs definitely deserve to win that match.
Yeah, it's disappointing, and we've seen other cases throughout the weekend too with this. Like, let's quickly talk about Everton Crystal Palace, where Everton, they won the game 2-1.
Yeah.
But the game-winning goal was a penalty where really, I thought Ward, I think it hit Joel Ward's hand, but it looked like it was, his hand looked like it was down. Like,
Yeah, it's another case. It's so hard to say, honestly. Like, but I'm just sick of it. I'm so sick of penalties.
Even
I understand
Gary Lineker is pretty pissed about
I
it.
understand penalties need to be in the game, but I prefer the
Like,
open
every
play. I would prefer the
game,
open
it's
play.
Like, I don't know why. I just have this weird feeling like, can y'all like put VAR on a pause and fix it for a little bit? Look at what's going wrong with it, because it's not going well.
well, VAR's applying what the rules now state.
I know, but
and
it's just
FIFA enforcing these rules manually at all leagues. I think it's definitely a FIFA issue.
Yeah.
probably.
And penalties are definitely a big part of the game, and they need to be in the game. But like, how many so this is the third match week, and some teams haven't even played their third match yet, and what they were saying, it was like, how many penalties have been? There's so many penalties already, which is crazy.
Yeah,
It's insane.
it is. It's
I
just,
think we talked about this a long time ago. Like, what's gonna happen when like a World Cup final is gonna be decided because of like a couple
A controversial
something
via
that. It's-
VAR.
well, there was remember the 2018 World Cup
Yeah.
final when it hit Mandzukic's hand when
Yeah,
Yeah.
even though he probably shouldn't have had his hand up in the air like that, but sometimes you got to
Yeah.
sometimes your arm goes out for balance. You don't want.
Yeah, and that makes it you're supposed to just jump. When you jump, usually you put your arms out. So,
but then and then some not favorable words from Jose Mourinho. I love this quote. If I want to give some money away, I want to give it to charities. I don't want to give it to the FA, so I prefer not to comment.
yeah, and so Jose after this,
Yeah.
like, when the penalty was given at first and they were checking it, he was just he almost left. He was so pissed. You can just tell on the face, how his body expression, everything. And then they scored the goal, and he just left. He's gone.
He's been saying a lot of words. He's
Yeah.
also took a jab at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He says, I don't think he will. This is what he said about Ole. I don't think he will concern himself with the size of the goal, but the size of the penalty box. He will not play with an 18-yard box, only 22 yards. United take on Spurs next.
Yeah, so
this will be interesting.
that'll be very interesting.
He also took another shot.
Of course.
So his goalkeeper coach was like constantly yelling at the ref. He might have been sent off. I think he did get sent off. He said the goalkeeper coach was naive for doing that and not following him down the tunnel. And then I quote, at some clubs, even after the last whistle, it's possible for something important to happen. But for us, I knew after the last whistle, it was over.
Stay salty.
Yeah.
Well,
So
anyone would be salty in his position.
yeah,
I know.
it was just
I
with
think
every.
he's also. I mean, sorry, Jose, that freaking Ole still somehow has a better win percentage than you.
It's Jose.
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 Whatever.
He doesn't like
Jose.
when people call him Jose.
Okay, Jose.
It's Jose. Anyways, but so Spurs of course do draw that game, and then going to the Everton game, Everton Crystal Palace. So Everton does win 2-1. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, another goal.
Honestly, it was a crap finish by him.
It was. He almost missed.
Yeah,
it.
but
And then he had another chance where he like completely bottled it when he really should be scoring. But
He does a good job getting into the right positions.
wrong.
But in my opinion, his finishing ability is not the best, but he is scoring goals that he needs to right now.
But the finish wasn't great for that goal. But the build-up play was fantastic.
God.
Such a
So
great,
good.
such a great play.
So good.
Everton, the best team in Merseyside.
No.
Is Dominic Calvert?
First in the league, Everton doing pretty good.
Is Dominic Calvert-Lewin the best striker in Merseyside though, compared to Bobby?
Me and Liam been saying this all along.
No, Everton aren't first.
Are they not anymore?
Isn't Leicester? Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
after they won, yes.
Yeah.
but jokes aside,
I mean, Calvert-Lewin and Bobby Firmino are different types of strikers. To be fair,
one's a defensive striker.
he's not a defensive
He's
striker.
a pressing striker.
Okay,
But
we've heard that term before.
I mean, I say Firmino fits Liverpool a lot better. Calvert-Lewin would not fit Liverpool at all, in my
Not
opinion.
wrong. Just one scores more than the other.
Yes.
I love Bobby, but I do like to mess with it like that, honestly. So, anyways, what's the next match?
So yeah, we might as well talk about Leicester City,
No,
Manchester City.
actually, I was wanting to. No, we gotta talk about Chelsea. Come on.
There's so much stuff on.
I know this week was insane. I want to talk about Chelsea.
I completely
There's-
forgot about that.
There's so
The-
much that happened this
the
weekend.
West
like,
Brom masterclass that got bottled.
Yeah, so Chelsea were making
We're
mistakes.
shambolic in the back. It was as simple as that.
Just a first thing though, because I didn't get to watch the match because I was at work, but I saw in our chat these two are just. They're like, oh, I love this. I love what's happening. When it was I think it was 2-0 at this point, or was it? No, it was 3-0 at the time.
Yeah, I can't.
It's
it
3-0
happened
for
so
West
quick,
Brom,
too.
and I like look at the score and I'm just like, I hate this. As a Fulham fan, I hate this because this is like the team that's supposed to be bottom with us, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? They're beating Chelsea 3-0.
Well, I mean, Thiago Silva made his debut in the Prem, announced himself pretty well to the rest of the league. And I'm laughing because before this match, United were playing, and Chelsea supporters on Twitter were like all crapping on United and how their performance is so shit, and like, ha ha ha, United suck. Hey, Chelsea supporters,
Yeah.
that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Quiet down. Your team is still pretty kind of crap.
honest, it was the defense was shocking in that first half by
So
Chelsea.
first it was Alonso. He headed the ball at a West Brom player when he could have probably headed it towards a teammate a lot easier.
Yeah.
And then West Brom get on attack. They get on the left side. Reece James kind of gives. Who was it that scored? Let me double check. It was Robinson,
Robinson,
right?
Robinson,
Yeah.
okay.
Reece James gave Robinson too much space and a good strike. It went through his legs and in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And then, Marcos Alonso was not having a good match.
No.
He was getting outpaced so easily by players, just out of position. He's not really the best in a 4-back formation, really. I would say
That's Ben Chilwell needs to get in there.
Like, yeah, they're waiting for him to come in, but
the Thiago Silva moment happened.
yeah, we're
Just on the ball and just.
shades of Steven Gerrard.
Oh, he didn't slip though.
No, but almost, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're trying to do.
It's the same GIF, but similar, but
Yes,
anyways, it
yeah.
leads to a goal, and
Well finished by Robinson.
yes,
Yeah, it's great game from Robinson.
And then 2 minutes later, off a corner kick, it's sent into the mixer zone of the box. I don't know why I said mixer zone.
Anyways, yeah.
But sent into the box. It's not into to the forward, and it's scored by Mr. Bartley.
yeah, Reece James
And then,
kept him on side.
3-0. It's 3-0 West Brom
And
against
then-
Chelsea. Who would have thought?
Reece James did keep him on side, which looked bad on his
Yeah.
part, but also that was Alonso's man
Chel-
and let him go. So
Yeah,
Chelsea supporters were just so confident going this game because it's West Brom. They haven't had the hottest start to
and
the
they're
Prem.
so they're down 3-0 at halftime.
And you know what's funny? Before this game, I should have sent them. I had a feeling that West Brom was gonna do something. I thought they were actually gonna beat Chelsea and shock the fans, but obviously I was proved wrong, and Chelsea actually managed to come back.
some subs at halftime. Alonso off for Aspilicueta and Hudson Odoi came on, right?
Yes,
Yeah, for Kovacic. When he came on, I'm like, okay, who came off? Because I'm like, okay, was it Werner? Because I didn't see Werner for like 5 minutes. No, Werner's there. Was it Havertz? Because I didn't see him for a bit of the game. No, he's there. Was it Mount? No, Mount just scored. Okay.
yeah. So Mount did. It was a nice
But
goal.
it was
Honestly,
Kovacic that came off. But
yes, but Mason Mount did score a nice goal. Keeper didn't even move because he couldn't see the ball until it was past him into the
I
net.
still think it was a little poor on his part. But I'm not in his shoes, so
Yeah, I don't know. Like it did look pretty bad, honestly, but it probably was like just he wouldn't have made it, so he didn't try anyways. But that's kind of looks bad. But so it is 3-1 then.
then Hudson Odoi, who was probably the best player for them.
Yeah, came on and scored a nice goal.
Yeah, it was nice give and go with Kai Havertz. Good goal.
Yeah.
But then Chelsea did something questionable, I
It was
thought.
nice, yeah.
They made a substitution. They took off Thiago Silva, put on Giroud.
Yeah.
And I thought this was really odd in my opinion because they were building some good things. This was in the 73rd minute, so a few minutes after the goal.
Yeah.
They were looking better, and
Yeah.
you would think, okay, they're going to be the next team to score. But they literally started just putting all their attackers on the field, pushing forward, changed the
It
formation.
was weird.
Like they initially put Reece James in the back three, and while his crosses weren't the best this day, he's probably the best crosser at the club. When you have a guy like Giroud in the box and Tammy Abraham,
I don't know how good of a crosser Ziyech is until he starts playing, right?
yeah.
So.
But and then they just had it just felt like they were just throwing players forward, not really having any plans.
It wasn't structured. It was just that's what you do in like the 95th minute of a game. Just
it's like what I do in Football Manager when I'm losing a game. I literally go like a 2 in the back. My wing backs go into
like
right
just
mid
like
and
a
left
very-
mid, and all the forwards are 3 strikers, 2 attacking midfielders.
I feel that's just a very generic football tactic. Just get all your men forward.
Yes,
go
at the
for a
last
goal.
minute,
Yeah,
but it seemed
but-
very early for
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah.
It just felt like they were throwing crap at a wall, except they didn't have crap. They had gold dust.
This is why some Chelsea supporters have issues with Frank Lampard. So
Yeah, but
Yes,
it did work for them in the end, though, because they finally got a
they
chance
actually-
towards the end.
Yeah, I'm like,
They did tie it up. Tammy Abraham slotted in the rebound, and
It did hit Kai Havertz's hand, but according to the
Yeah.
law, that's not a foul anymore. If
Yeah.
it doesn't directly lead to a goal.
I feel bad
Yeah.
for Kai Havertz.
He's getting abuse that is pretty unwarranted.
Yeah, because people are saying he's already a flop after like 3 games.
yeah, that's
And-
we talked about in our last episode. It's ridiculous.
I mean, some players, like we said before, require a bit more time to adjust to a new league, new language, new country.
Someone who I can just talk about with that, Fabinho, when he came
Yeah.
in, took how long was it before he actually played a game? Like honestly, like
Handful months for him to start a game, really.
think
exactly.
another
And look
comparison-
at him now, one of the best player
Tanguy,
midfielders in the
Ndombele,
league.
another example. He's starting to play better for Spurs.
Did he play this week?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, but like I know I was watching the Spurs documentary All or Nothing. I mean, spoiler, of course. It's the final episode, and they were talking about his situation. And I think it was Jose Mourinho, or I think it was Daniel Levy explaining to Tanguy. It's like, some players don't necessarily
It's your first
adapt,
year.
in their first season.
Yeah.
It might take some time. Kai Havertz, for some reason, got compared to Johan Cruyff from Ralph Ragnick. I didn't understand that.
Well, what was that? Because I saw the TikTok title that you made for that, but I didn't watch the video.
So essentially, Sporting former Ralph Ragnick.
Yeah, former Leipzig guy.
Here, he said something that he thinks Kai Havertz will be a success at Chelsea, and he sees him becoming a modern day Johan Cruyff.
That's
I'm
some
just saying,
shoe
yeah,
stuff.
I
Phil.
mean, I think someone commented on that. It's like, oh, it's because they play similarly. I'm like, one kind of revolutionized the game.
Yeah.
yeah, like
So
those are some big boots to fill.
Please don't ever compare another player to Johan Cruyff.
Yeah.
Let him be his own player. Don't add more
That's-
pressure.
That's a lot of boots.
The kid already has pressure to become Chelsea's next big thing.
Like obviously, I can see it because he's like good on the ball, like incredibly good on the ball. But
The kid's gonna need some time. I mean, he'll be great for Chelsea.
Back to the match. One thing that I found funny was when Tammy Abraham scored, he was like celebrating, like they were celebrating like crazy. Like I know they did the 3-0 comeback.
yeah,
But they still drew West Brom. That's how I see
Yeah,
it.
it's still-
And
it was
that's still a really
still a
bad
terrible
result for
performance.
Chelsea.
No doubt.
And they're celebrating like crazy. I'm just like,
and
Their only win is against Brighton. Which, like, same with United. Their only win is against Brighton right now. Poor Brighton.
and Brighton probably should have not lost those matches.
No, honestly,
Yep.
they're getting so unlucky. So
But fair play to Chelsea. You coming
Yeah.
back from 3 goals down, that is very good. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of questions that need to be asked. But it's also kind of funny that Chelsea fans celebrating a draw against West Brom. You know what happened many years ago when fans were criticizing Liverpool when they drew West Brom,
Yeah.
and Liverpool were celebrating with their fans, showing unity.
oh yeah.
And so many people were talking crap to
Yeah.
Liverpool about that.
yeah,
Was that a tradition that Jurgen Klopp brought with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with that at the time. I think.
But a lot of
I
people-
might have talked crap.
A lot of people talked crap about it at the time, which I thought was odd. But
Yeah.
All right, so ready to move on to our next match?
oh yes,
The next battering.
Yes.
We're
We're
Man
on.
City.
Yes, well, let's go on. So those were the Saturday matches. Now we're on to the Sunday
Was
matches.
there a match we missed at all? Was that
Burnley Southampton we missed.
Wasn't
Oh,
anything
for Saturday.
crazy.
That was just a 1-0
Danny
game.
Ings
Danny
scored.
Ings,
Yeah,
classic.
good. Yeah.
Che Adams
Really
assist.
good.
I got Che Adams on the fantasy team.
That's good.
Is Chris Wood score for Burnley?
No,
It was 1-0.
Oh, I thought it was a 1-1. I'm sorry.
It was 1-0. Southampton did very well.
Woz was on the
match.
Kool-Aid on Saturday.
Yeah.
True.
G
Yeah,
Fuel.
after freaking that United match.
But yeah, let's talk about
we need
Leicester versus Man City. The battering that I've been waiting to see. Not really.
Yeah.
I love to watch this.
So this match, when Mara scored that goal, first of all, what a goal!
I think I missed that goal. So I tuned
That
in a little
was-
bit later.
Absolute thunderbolt, honestly.
There's a couple good goals in this
Yes.
game.
Yeah, Mars just one-time shot with his right foot,
And they
top
watched
left corner.
Top corner with like
my favorite.
is the perfect shot.
Okay.
Perfect shot. You actually need to see it after this, honestly.
Okay.
But the thing could be concerned, I guess. Laporte didn't start.
Yeah.
No, interesting.
Eric Garcia started with Ake.
Um,
Interesting, but
Do you know who he reminded me of that game?
who?
Do you know who Chivu is?
Yes. So like that, yeah.
I don't know.
The helmet?
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you.
But of course that is because of his head injury. So
Yeah. I just whenever I saw him, I just kept thinking of this.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, yeah. That was who was that? Who's wearing the helmet this game?
yeah,
Eric Garcia.
I was like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I wasn't lost. In this.
So, but what? First off, when Mara scored that goal, made it 1-0, I thought City was gonna batter them.
yeah.
Honestly, and it looked like it.
You
City
saw it.
just had all the possession, all the chances, everything going.
Mm-hmm.
But Leicester was pretty dangerous on that counterattack. You know, the pace, Harvey Barnes,
Jamie
Jamie
Vardy.
Vardy.
James
Crazy.
Madison was back.
But
Well, he didn't start.
He
No,
came on a lot
but
later.
I know he's back.
Yes.
Yes, we'll get to that. But starts off with Jamie Vardy penalty.
Boom.
Yeah,
Another goal.
Pretty poor by Kyle Walker there. I want to shout out the pundit of the match, Andy Townsend.
yeah, he did a very good job of analyzing it, honestly.
Yeah.
because it was bad defending.
Yeah, like Walker's back was facing the ball pretty much the entire time on that counter attack.
Yeah.
And he didn't turn until literally right before he conceded the penalty.
Yeah,
And yeah, it was very poor on Kyle Walker's part.
just pulled them back. Jamie Vardy, very good at going down, honestly. Like, if it's a bad thing to say, but it's like it is a skill to have. Like, if you can actually
make
draw
it
a
look
penalty.
blatant. So
Yes, exactly. Because it was a
Yeah.
penalty. He pulled them back
Yeah.
in the box. You can't do that.
Yeah. And he's very good at penalties.
Yeah, great finish.
no doubt.
Power.
I thought it was great.
Yep. And then we go to the second goal that Jamie Vardy scored, because this is in the second half. What a goal! That's That's not Jamie Vardy's not someone you expect to do a fancy flick like that. There's
He's
such
done it a few times though.
but it's just you don't see
He's
it.
having his own little party.
Honestly, Jamie
If
Vardy did have a
Liam was
party.
here, he'd be saying the phrase 4 times at least.
By now, 100%.
Yeah, every time we talk Jamie Vardy, fucking Liam's like, Jamie
Having a
Vardy's
party.
having a party.
What it was,
He says like 7 times in the podcast, Jamie Vardy's having a party.
but
Okay,
great.
then we get that.
Yes,
Yeah,
but it was a great
sorry.
goal.
Just saying.
So Leicester's up 2-1 then at that point,
And
and it's
Manchester City not really doing much at this point.
No,
No,
no.
honestly, I didn't, yeah.
the
Well,
first half they
had a lot of
dominated.
players injured. It wasn't their healthiest.
But the
11.
first half they were very good.
Yeah,
They were
but-
very dominant.
If you say they have a lot of players injured, oh come on,
Well,
look
they
at
did
their
a few
team. It
players
is
out, a
still
few key
incredible.
players.
Yeah.
It was still a really good roster that shouldn't have lost 5-2.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yes. The score
100%
was
agree.
5-2.
Yeah,
But Roy Delap's son, Liam Delap, came on.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
lacking an actual striker.
Yeah. So and of
game.
course Jamie Vardy did score another penalty.
But that doesn't excuse the defensive issues they had.
Yeah.
No.
But so
I
Jamie
mean,
Vardy scored another
yeah.
penalty, so he did get his hat trick, and he did get subbed off, but it's because he couldn't score that 4th penalty, which happened after James Madison's absolute
Oh, that goal was
brilliant
gnarly.
goal
Is
as
that
well.
goal of the season so far?
I think so.
Oh my gosh! Like I was watching that game, and he shoots it, it goes back. My jaw just dropped.
Yeah, no,
Oh
it
my
was,
god!
you just knew as soon as that left the boot, that was going top bins, and that's exactly what happened. It,
Yeah,
was,
it was-
such a great goal, honestly.
And then he paid homage to Stuart Bertie Burt's
Yeah, I saw that.
the
King
Leicester
Tower.
doctor,
Yeah.
who he died over the summer because of cancer. So
Oh
that
my
was very nice of him
Yeah,
to
rest
do
in
that.
peace.
So fantastic goal. Then another penalty for Leicester.
Yeah.
Tielemans scores it.
Well, no, it was Nathan Ake got his debut or his first goal for Manchester before that.
Right.
Yeah, nice corner, good header.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
good to get off the.
Yeah, I mean, it
But
doesn't
doesn't
make-
really-
you
just
still-
a consolation goal there.
Yeah.
Maybe make the comeback, and then another penalty though did happen, and Yuri Tielemans did slot it. It was a
find
great
Yuri
penalty.
Tielemans to be an underrated player in the Prem. I feel like
I agree.
Yeah, I think
he's really. I think he's really good.
Thinks he might have been overrated when he was younger.
Probably,
because
he had a
people
lot- yeah.
expected the moon out of him, but
He's
now-
just a solid Prem player. Honestly, he's just a good player that's on a decent team like
I
Leicester.
think he's still only 23.
Yeah,
he's still very
he's
young.
been progressing pretty well since joining Leicester.
Yeah.
So
100%.
So-
But Leicester won 5-2.
Yeah.
I love as
Over
soon as
City.
this game happened, they're like,
Like,
let's
hello?
get Ruben Dias in the club because
Yes.
City are signing Portuguese
Yes,
defender.
right. We can talk about that. Ruben
Ru-
Diaz
yeah,
is
good defender. From
It's a here we go.
from Benfica.
to Manchester City. So
More
what-
Portuguese players are coming back to the Prem.
So apparently now, I don't know if this is in euros or pounds, but Manchester City have now spent 400 million on defenders since Pep
think I
has
saw
arrived.
that.
yeah.
That's insane.
That's a
And
lot
they're
of
still
money.
shocking.
Sometimes, yeah.
How many defenders do you need to buy
Well,
to have
well, now
an
this is the
okay
thing.
back
People are
line?
starting to question Pep's ability as a manager now.
Like, I can understand Laporte being injured. That sucks.
Yeah.
That does suck. But you spent that much money on defenders during your time here. You should still have a back line that doesn't concede 5 goals like that and
Yeah.
doesn't concede that
When
many
you're like
penalties in a
the,
match.
when you're like the predicted champions,
I mean,
to win the
I
Prem.
wish United spent that much on defenders.
Because we're seeing more problems that we saw
Yeah,
last
no,
season from
there's a
City
lot.
before the lockdown.
Yeah. So and of course Otamendi did go to Benfica.
Yeah,
They
it's
did sell him.
15 million
Yeah,
euros or something.
like
Yeah.
that.
If I was Benfica, I'd be a little annoyed losing one of our academy players.
Oh,
Yeah, honestly.
Benfica! I saw Benfica fans were very, very mad, honestly, because they're saying like, "Oh, this is like the captain of the Portugal national team going to Manchester City, like, or the future captain going like leaving," and they were very upset.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money they're getting, but
Yeah, obviously I've heard a lot of good things about this guy. I haven't
Yeah.
really seen him play, and I've heard good things. I don't know how his play in the Portuguese league is going to translate to the Premier League.
Exactly.
It didn't do the best for Lindelof at the moment, but Lindelof is all right.
yeah, but
No.
but that's the question: who's actually going to be Manchester City's like two back?
Well,
in the center backs?
you'd expect it to be Ruben Diaz and Laporte if they're fit.
Yeah,
But-
but they spent a lot of money on Nathan Ake as well. Like that's for
I
to
don't know.
play to be on the bench. Like, and then you still got John Stones.
And
It's the luxury of money, but are you going to say the Rodri quote?
no, I didn't see the quote.
So Rodri after the match, he says, "Football has not been fair with us." And let me just say the rest of it. "We did a lot of good things to win the game. A team like Leicester comes here and plays with 11 guys behind the ball. I am young and try to learn every game, But games like this where the opposition do nothing, you're a bit confused. It's not the way I like to play.
Piss off. You lost.
It's a certain way to win, honestly.
Some
You
way-
got to
yeah,
respect those
yeah.
teams that do it, honestly.
Not every team's gonna play like Manchester City.
Funny thing is, you know what club this guy came from?
Atletico Madrid. Yeah, so
Suck a fat one.
well, there you go. Oz
I don't,
just
I
told
don't, I don't
Rodri
like
to
City.
suck
I don't
a
like
fat
City
one.
players.
I don't really either. They,
Oh,
I feel like a lot of them complain a lot.
One
Yeah,
more
yeah.
thing that did happen this match though is Fernandinho. Apparently at halftime, Pep was just going at him and everything. Apparently,
Good.
And like just letting him have it and stuff. And that's not Fernandinho is not someone that would usually happen to. Like that's the captain right now and everything. And that's why when he got subbed off. I think for I forget who it was. Oh yeah, for what's his name? Delop. What's his name?
Delap.
Delap, yeah, sorry, the young striker. That was only like the 47th minute or something when it was still like 1-1 at the time. And Pep and Fernandinho wouldn't even like high five Pep or anything when he's coming off.
Damn.
Now we don't know if
Drama.
that's I'm sure we don't know if that's 100% true, but that's the
Yeah,
rumor that's going on. I know with some players, yelling to works, but in this case, it obviously didn't.
When it's your captain and just that's the thing. Company left
Yeah.
and
They just have
where's the leadership there?
like maybe Ruben Diaz can be that leader one day,
Who
but
knows?
he's still
Pretty young.
Yeah.
like,
City has issues, and we love to see it.
yeah. All right. So
Let's start with the last battering of the day.
yeah.
West Ham beat Wolves 4-0. No one really expected this.
Yeah.
But basically what happened is I think West Ham just hit Wolves on the counter really well.
Oh, it was 4. I thought it was 3-0.
No, it was 4-0.
4-0.
Scored in the
Oh
final
my
minute.
gosh.
Lucas didn't even know how
yeah.
the game ended.
I
Portugal
was
Football
sleeping.
Club didn't do well against West Ham. Yeah.
Honestly, because this is two teams that like to counter, and they did.
I-
Wolves like to counter. West Ham really did do the counter.
It was an interesting game because unfortunately David Moyes did get, he has COVID. He had to stay away he's watching the match from home.
He did hell of a job on Zoom.
Was it Zoom where I saw him on the phone with the assistant manager telling him what to
it's just-
do?
yeah,
I'm
it's-
like, this is great.
Yeah, but
Can I do this? Please?
of course, but
Imagine just David Moyes in training. They're just rolling in the laptop on the.
yeah. Now,
This was the issue with Ferguson at United.
Lucas, what did you think of the first goal, though, in terms of what happened? Because it's a bit of controversy again.
Well, can you explain what happened?
The ball, like they did a fast free kick, and the ball did not stop moving.
The ball was rolling.
Yeah, they even talked about it. They showed it that it was still rolling when I think it was I forget who it was, but kicked the ball to Jared Bowen, and he then slotted it. It was a good finish after, but
Well,
it's
by the law that shouldn't count, but I don't
Yes.
think that's something VAR can check.
that's the thing. It's
And at the end of the day, like it's a slight error, but it's not something that's
it happened, and of course,
like we've seen it happen before. Mistakes like that eventually led to goal, but if the ball rolling is like slightly rolling is the reason why you conceded a goal, I think you have to ask questions about yourself.
it's true. The defense was pretty shocking.
Obviously, if I'm Wolves, I'd still be frustrated on that, definitely.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know. Wolves are such a polarizing team for me. Like they have great players, but then they have performances like this. It's like
yeah, they've been a little.
they've been
Of course, this is
weird.
Nelson Semedo's
Yeah,
debut
Nelson
for Wolves.
Semedo. His first game since the 8-2 defeat Barcelona. Debut loses 4-0.
to West Ham.
He sees too many goals. I wonder if that's a reason.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, we can maybe this just okay.
That's a lot of like attacking talent though on that right hand
Yeah, I
side.
know.
If they
I
can
mean,
get
the
going
Dama
with a
looked
damn,
good, but other than that, I mean,
it wasn't going really well for
No.
Wolves. And you gotta give it to West Ham. They did a good job. They beat Wolves 4-0.
Yeah. I mean, at least Liverpool Academy player Hover played.
and one of course, just one of my pet peeves about world football for in the Prem, especially when I don't see an English player in the start. Actually,
There-
Connor Cody played.
yeah,
He's
there was
I
a
thought he was
lot of
Irish. For some
No,
reason.
Connor
He's
Cody
from
played.
Liverpool.
No, yeah, here's and they had one English substitution and two English subs. Wolves, John Rudy, goalkeeper, and Maximilian Kilman.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, you have a lot of Portuguese
Well,
players.
that's what the commentators were even saying. Like the Portugal or the Portugal Wolves team. The Wolves team, like their 18 team there, was like more Portuguese players than almost all of the Portugal league teams.
Yeah.
Like,
Look, they're so Portuguese. They have a kit that literally looks like the Portugal national
Yeah, it's
team kit.
insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Portuguese players on the starting 11 and subs.
yeah, that's
Their whole
crazy.
midfield is Portuguese.
That's crazy. And that does well. Apparently not
Yeah.
this game,
Well,
but
or against their last match either, but that's
Yeah.
against City. But
yeah, so they'll have to wake up. 2 losses
Honestly,
in
yeah.
2 games, not very good. But let's quickly run down the rest of the matches of the Prem.
yeah,
Of course, Leeds did beat
Sheffield
Sheffield United 1-0.
it was actually a good match.
It looked like there was a lot of chances.
Yeah, there was.
Both goalkeepers played very good again. I like when goalkeepers do good.
Yeah, there weren't like many clear cut chances, but there were enough where there shouldn't.
It shouldn't have been a 1-0 game.
Yeah, there's definitely. Sheffield United in this first half should have scored one for sure. It was a great save
It
by
was a
the
very
young
good save.
goalkeeper at Leeds, but I think Sheffield United, they need to get a striker.
Yeah, they're definitely missing that goal scorer. And that's kind of what we were saying last season when they were still doing good. They just didn't concede goals. They needed to score a few more goals though to just
Yeah.
get that.
Because like McGoldrick I like, but I don't think Oliver Burke is good enough to be a starter. Same with McBurney.
Yeah.
And Sharp is just getting old. I think they just
Yeah.
need someone that has a bundle of energy and can score goals.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because they're 3 for 3 in losses now, hey? So not a good start.
I don't think they should have lost this one, but at the end of the day, it happened. Leeds
Yeah,
found
you
the
got- you gotta-
breakthrough.
Yeah, Patrick Bamford scoring another
Bamford.
goal.
Apparently,
Doing real well.
I didn't know he apparently comes from a rich family.
Okay, then.
I just read that on the internet.
All right, but yeah, scored 88th minute, still proving that he can be a Prem goal scorer, so that's really good.
Low amount of goals in the match with Leeds, which is kind of odd. But if you looked at the match, Leeds matched Sheffield United's formation kind of. They played a 3 in the back.
And we know Sheffield United from last season. They like to defend, so
Yeah. Oh, and they like to attack too.
yep.
Yeah, it was a good match. I think it could have went either way, but at the end of the day, Leeds gets the victory, and their great season continues.
Yep.
2 wins in a row.
Yeah.
Yep. Shut up.
It's been an interesting start to this, Prem. Some teams are doing very well. Everton, Leicester,
Yeah.
Leeds. Teams you kind of wouldn't expect to do this well to start, but hey, it's awesome to see.
There's one more match though, wasn't there?
Was there?
Is there one more? I think there was one more match.
The
I
big
honestly
the big
forget.
teams are in shambles except for Liverpool and Arsenal, who are playing tomorrow, or whenever this podcast gets released, of course.
Yeah. Well, the podcast comes out Monday, which is when the match
so
is
Lucas,
happening.
do you have a prediction for that match? Or are you gonna
Okay, it's at Anfield. I don't think we're gonna lose.
No,
I think we're gonna win.
I'll go.
Actually,
I'll go 3-1 Liverpool.
now they are actually saying Alisson might not play. Same with Thiago, which is a little
I
concerning.
have a question for you. How do you feel about Alisson as a goalkeeper?
I think he's one of the best in the world.
Some people think he's shit. I personally think he's great. What do you have to say, people who critique
Well,
him?
why did they say he's shit?
I don't know,
Because Liverpool just
yeah,
they never see him have to actually do anything is kind of how I see
Because
it.
whenever he makes saves, they're not the most spectacular saves.
Because he makes them look easy because he's good.
He knows where to be at
Exactly.
the right time. He's
Exactly.
positioned well.
Yeah.
He-
And
he's
what he
great.
does not like part of the goalie, his distribution to the players is fantastic
Yeah.
as well.
I think people who are crapping on him are really not. I think they're just. I don't want to say something that's like mean.
So don't say
Okay.
anything else. The other match?
yeah.
Fulham?
Are you confident?
No. I want to be, but no, I'm not. We're probably going to concede lots of goals. Aston Villa
I
has a
hope you
lot
win.
of new signings about to
I
play.
hope you
so-
win. Got Mitrovic starting. Mitrovic.
Yeah, if he doesn't start, then Fulham's definitely screwed.
Yeah, it's insane how much you rely on him for some goals.
Yeah.
I mean, Aston Villa.
He has a lot to prove. He's got to prove
Yeah,
that
but-
he actually can do it in the Prem.
But Aston Villa is also very shaky. We don't know. What
Oh,
to expect.
Martinez is a new goalkeeper.
They've only played-
Yeah, Emiliano.
Yeah, they've only
Let's
played
see.
one match. So
I'll actually get to watch this one. Thank God.
Yeah, I work.
and they
So
have Ollie Watkins. They signed Traore.
But anything else in the Prem that's going on? I
I
mean,
don't think so.
Carabao Cup is also this week. All I know is United beat Luton Town 3-0.
You know, we beat did we beat?
Kai Havertz
Lincoln
scored a hat
City.
trick
We
against.
beat Sheffield Wednesday. So now you know,
good.
Waz, you know who we play next?
Who?
Brentford.
Oh, nice! Yeah, that'd be awesome. I should watch that.
That'll actually be a
I didn't know.
very
I actually
exciting
didn't know
game.
the zone had Carabao Cup.
They don't have that many matches.
Yeah,
No,
it's only
but
like a few every time.
Greenwood
But
played good in that game, and Lingard played well, and yeah.
we got some big matches in the Carabao Cup coming up.
Carabao-
That's two.
There was also another
matches.
cup match that will lead us into the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich win the Super Cup, which was
Yes.
a very good game against Sevilla. I thought it was fun to watch.
Yeah, both sides look pretty good.
Manuel
Yeah.
Neuer is Manuel Neuer is an absolute wall. Like I think he's the best goalkeeper right now. That's what I took away from that match.
This year, yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah.
yeah,
He picked it up after the past
yeah.
few years before.
Well, he had
a
some
little off.
injuries. I think he's back to his
Exactly. When he
best,
came back from
100%.
injury, it wasn't the best. and
Now
everything,
you
but-
know Bayern went 2-1. Lewandowski did score the first goal. I think. Great.
I think so.
Yeah. But anyways, still good result. Bayern get another trophy. Alphonso Davies now has more trophies at age 19 than Spurs have in the last 5 years.
I mean, you could probably.
To be
say-
honest, that's not hard if you play for Bayern. Munich.
A lot of teams.
Yeah,
a lot of
if you play
players
for
have
Bayern,
that.
that's
I'm
not
sure.
hard. I'm
Sorry, Spurs. Spurs,
Sorry.
it's coming.
Spurs, I hope you guys win with Jose.
No, Lewandowski didn't score the first goal. I think he assisted it.
Okay, yeah. God, I've been off the wagon this week.
Yes, you
So
have.
sometimes I'm usually on it. Sometimes I'm off it.
Well, speaking of Bayern, though,
They lost.
let's move on to that.
Got smashed.
After winning
4-1.
8-0.
I can see why, because their players are probably fatigued with some of the football they've been playing.
Yeah,
They've been playing a lot.
Yeah.
They don't have that much depth.
No, it's an
Well,
issue for Bayern.
Who, because Lewandowski didn't start, right? Joshua Zirkzee started, hey?
I think so.
So, and
But a lot of key start, like most of the starting 11 that usually plays that it start against us. Now lose 4-1.
yes, and if you do watch our career modes,
Yeah.
you know who did, who
Who
was
scored
playing.
is Dabur.
Yeah,
Dabur scored with Bayern.
Was
If
loves
you watch
Dabur.
our Bundesliga career mode series, you would see Dabur did very nasty things to me at Gladbach. So when I saw him on the score sheet, I'm like, oh, I know why. Don't mess with Dabur.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Bayern, like, their bench. Apparently, Javi Martinez might be leaving.
Yeah.
Lewandowski's usually a starter. Sula, he might be a starter. Lucas Hernandez, he's kind of benched by Alfonso and other
Yeah.
center backs.
Yeah.
Coleman, he came off the bench. And then it was Chris Richards and Musala.
Yeah.
So interesting 11. Interesting bench for Bayern. I mean,
You're and
I don't think anyone expected them to lose 4-1. I mean, 2-1 would have been more realistic or more like believable, but to lose 4, I'm like, what the hell?
And who's a big player they're probably missing? Thiago.
No, 100%.
Such a
Yeah.
big miss for that squad.
then
Honestly,
there's
they'll
rumors-
miss him like crazy.
There's rumors of Alaba wanting 400K a week.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Now, this is probably him not wanting to stay and leaving the club, which he'll probably leave on a free transfer next season.
Yeah.
It'd be so dumb. I can see United signing him, but he would turn into like a Sanchez, where he has a huge contract but doesn't perform.
Would United pay him that much? Probably not.
I mean, Alba's been quality this
No,
past
I'm
season.
just saying. I know he's not. Whatever, man.
But Bayern, they did lose. But
Yeah.
So did Dortmund.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course, Dortmund lose when Bayern lose. I'm like,
Dortmund has a
Dortmund,
chance to go.
yeah,
Nope.
classic
No, they
Dortmund.
Yeah, a 2-0 loss to Augsburg.
Yeah.
Not ideal at all. And really, this was what was weird about this weekend of football. This adds on to the Premier League.
Big clubs losing and underperforming. I guess.
So, Hoffenheim and Augsburg for Bundesliga title.
No.
Schalke for relegation still.
I mean, they
Yes.
sacked their coach.
They lost 3-1. They're
That's just
pretty
not
bad.
surprising. That's not surprising, honestly.
No.
Yeah, Wagner has been sacked.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very historic Bundesliga club. They should not be doing that bad.
Their last
Yeah.
place with a -10 goal differential.
That's awful.
Also, Leverkusen and Leipzig, they tied, which interesting. I mean, Leverkusen
Yeah.
have some good players there. I like.
But yeah, that's the Bundesliga. Unfortunately, I didn't get to catch any of the action, but
Yeah.
I watched some Serie A.
Ooh, Serie A.
Serie A has been very exciting. I'll be honest. Juventus Roma was this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and honestly, Roma should have won this match. Kind of like how Brighton should have been United. Roma were very good on the counterattack. Mkhitaryan, he looked vintage.
And Pedro.
Pedro, yeah. No,
It looks like
Totally forgot
it
Pedro's
looks
at
like
Roma.
it looks like Roma took them from 2014.
you're not wrong.
Like they looked so fast. I'm like, I thought you guys were slow now.
I mean, to be unfair, they were slicing that Juve defense in half, like impede, like just Mkhitaryan just walked down the middle, and like no one would challenge him. I'm like, what is going on with this Juve defense?
Unfortunately, Dzeko was just not on it today.
No, he should have scored one. You're not.
He had at least 2 chances he should have
But you
scored.
know what's funny? Edra and Rabiot got sent off in that match. That was that referee's first red card in 6 years. I'm like, you really have to screw up badly to get a red card against this referee. It's his first red in 6 years.
Yeah, that was funny.
But unfortunately, Roma do not win this match. They did have the lead, but Cristiano Ronaldo had, and he scored a classic Cristiano Ronaldo header. Which is just insane vertical. Could probably play the NBA, let's be
The
honest.
hang time on that header was
Yeah.
insane. Yeah, obviously, I think both sides will be disappointed.
I'd be so pissed if I was Roma, 'cause, you know, they had a man sent off, and
Yeah.
but CR7 does not lose. He scored 2, penalty and a header. Great game by him. He didn't do the celebration, which I'm happy because I don't like that. Just don't like that celebration.
But let's quickly talk about Napoli.
Yeah, Napoli had a great game, 6-0.
Yes.
Zelensky played a great game for Napoli. Mertens still at the club. I thought he would have been gone by now, but
Mertens? He
No,
signed a new contract.
no. Dries Mertens, yeah, wasn't he linked to leave the club?
Yeah, he signed a contract
Yeah.
though. But Insigne got injured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a rough injury.
No, I thought
Key
like I said,
player.
I thought Mertens was gonna leave around January. I thought they were gonna go. 'Cause-
Well, and of course, there's still always the Koulibaly.
yeah,
links
I
and
think he's
everything.
staying. I
Yeah.
think Napoli are really trying really hard to
Keep him there. Honestly, if you keep
100%.
him, you start actually building back up.
I'm looking at their team. I think they can challenge for the Scudetto.
Yeah.
No?
Inter.
Oh, we'll get to them in a second.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, they're not bad.
I think Napoli can challenge.
I hope so. I missed Napoli were shambolic for a bit. I mean, Gattuso. Could you imagine Gattuso
Yeah.
was
They had
Scudetto?
it was a really rough year last year for them and everything, other than winning the cup. But
And I'm happy my guy Osimhen started. He looked good. Didn't score, but he looked good out there. I'm happy for him, and I hope he succeeds at Napoli.
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's move on to Inter though. What a match they had with Fiorentina.
This is insane. Italian classic.
It is. I mean, 4-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Inter scored 2 in the last 10 minutes, including Lukaku and a winner from D'Ambrosio.
Yeah.
lots of goals in Italy.
Like our friend who's a Serie A supporter, Inter supporter, he thinks he'll win. I sent him a Snapchat of the game. He's like, "We'll win the Scudetto in 29 games." I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's confident.
I mean, this man, he's always confident.
I love
you know that.
So
but yeah, that was a classic Pazza Inter.
yeah,
But there are rumors of Skriniar leaving for Spurs, but
Yeah,
apparently
they're
they're
trying to
not
sign
really
him.
close in the valuation.
That
for him.
would be a hell of a signing for Spurs, honestly. But that's a lot of money,
And then-
which Spurs have already spent a lot of money now. So we'll see if they do that.
Milan played.
yeah, they won 2-0. You know,
Good to see. Good start.
Zlatan has to fight the virus, but
Yeah.
the virus is gonna have a hard
Yeah,
time.
Zlatan.
The virus having a hard time fighting Zlatan because it's Zlatan.
And also, I also want to shout out Atalanta 4-2 victory over Torino.
Scoring goals like it's nothing still. Did
Yeah.
Illich just play? Is he back? I know he's back training.
I don't think I saw him on the pitch, but I could be wrong. No, no, he wasn't involved at all.
Oh, okay. La Liga also started up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
unfortunately we couldn't get mad here because there's a lot of talking points with Barcelona, but we'll briefly go because
Yeah,
we've been
I
going
mean,
for a
let's
while.
talk about the big news. I think first Suarez going to Atletico and scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do you
he actually looks good in those colors. So
Speaking of Suarez, though, should we mention what Messi said quickly? Basically, he was just saying absolute disgrace of what happened and how he got kicked out. He's pissed. You can just tell he's still
I
pissed.
think he says something along the sides how he deserved a better farewell,
Yeah.
and the board didn't really care from leaving
Yeah.
and stuff. Like just the way he was treated was
It's just
And honestly, he's got a pair for point. Luis Suarez is probably a Barca legend. I think.
Yeah, Liam
He
was.
is, definitely.
Liam was
Oh
telling
yeah,
us to tell us.
Liam had he messaged us.
He did?
Yeah, Lucas doesn't read our.
So this
group
is
chat.
what Messi said. You deserve to depart like what you are, one of the most important players in the club's history. Not for them to kick you out like they have done, but the truth is, nothing surprises me anymore. And this is what Liam had to say. Make sure use this on the podcast and make sure people know how much I dislike the current Barcelona. This historic club has become disgusting.
They've always been disgusting the last few years.
Yeah.
I think even when Neymar left, they were still bad in that point.
Yeah,
but it wasn't as noticeable because they were winning.
Yeah.
Bunch of grown babies in suits.
Now they did win today, but what do you think about Suarez leaving? Like Barcelona letting him go to Atletico Madrid.
I can't believe it, honestly. And then like
it happened so
an
quickly.
Absolute insane striker like that, a top class
that
striker
just makes
going
me
to a
wonder.
rival club. It's ridiculous.
Did he fail his Italian exam?
I think he passed it, but he can't. But people were making memes about it.
Yeah, it was funny.
But I think he just couldn't join Juventus because they didn't have enough
resources, or
what was the word? I think Suarez wouldn't receive the European citizenship until like October 25th.
That's wild.
Which is after the transfer window. So he goes to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to when David Villa went to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
except not as disgraceful.
Yeah, but and what does he do? He goes score 2 goals
and 1 assist.
Yeah,
in like 24 minutes.
Yeah, it's
crazy. Like
it adds what Atletico Madrid needs is goal scoring. We know that team can defend. Now they can score too.
They scored 6.
Yeah, exactly.
6-1. You don't see that from Atletico.
No, you really don't.
Suarez and João Felix together, that could be like such a fun thing to watch during the season.
Yeah. The leadership from Suarez can actually maybe rub off on João Felix and get him going.
Now, I'm not going to say that Atletico Madrid are going to win La Liga right now, but
with Barca
had a good game. They got, what was it, 3-1? I think they won.
Good evening.
I don't get it.
Villarreal.
Yeah, Ansu Fati had 2 goals.
Unai Emery's Villarreal's manager.
All right.
Yes, that's.
But what else was I gonna say?
Yeah.
There was a quote from from Diego Costa about the partnership. It's really good. One of us bites and the other kicks. That's great. That's what Diego Costa said about the partnership.
That's just classic Diego Costa.
So,
and then Real Madrid, they did win 3-2 with a Panenka penalty from Sergio Ramos.
Nice.
I mean,
of course.
La Liga could be interesting.
Yeah, no. It's gonna be a
Barca in shambles. Real Madrid very inconsistent. And Atletico Madrid rising.
Well, Barca being shambles, it's a 4-0 victory over a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still in shambles.
I'm trying to think, do we miss anything else in world football? I think one thing to keep an eye out for is next week, the UEFA Champions League draw is October 1st.
Very excited for that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see who United will lose to.
I'm waiting for the big group of death.
Actually, something interesting I found about the UEFA Super Cup is how there was fans in the stadium.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. There was a lot.
Yeah, it was in Hungary, the Puskás Arena.
Bundesliga, they have quite a few fans in their stadium.
Weird.
Liga, they have, I think, 5,000 fans can enter the stadium.
Jesus Christ. Well, to be fair, in the NFL, they're letting in fans too, but America's different.
We won't get into that.
Yeah, no, it's different.
But I think last week I gave a shout out to this guy. This might become a weekly shout out. Shout out to Gana Go for Lens. He scored today.
Jonathan David scored too.
No, he didn't.
Oh, did they take it away?
It was an own goal.
Oh shit. That's disappointing.
He was so excited.
Yeah, so I'm like.
Yeah, it was given as an own goal. Yeah, I watched the match and he's looking good. Just it still needs to adjust to the league, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that covers everything from world football.
Let's move on to questions. Finally, this has been long. I mean, usually it doesn't.
Yeah. We were talking about United for about probably 45 minutes.
Here's my first question from Bean. This is on TikTok. Bean2569. Opinion on Pochettino as manager? Was Spurs a success or failure? I think it's without a doubt a success. I mean, I'm sure he didn't win any prestigious trophies, but he, brought them to where they are now, right?
He took them to a point where no Spurs manager have ever taken Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, Champions League final.
Champions League final, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I feel like it was really rough how they got rid of Poch because I actually really like Poch, but
yeah, I think Spurs reached the point where they couldn't do anything else with him.
Yeah.
He took them from, say, level C to a level B. And now they need a manager to take them from level B to level A.
I think this is good for Jose Mourinho because he might have the board's actually gonna back me and be confident and give me time to build my team.
Yeah,
Right,
which
but-
he's
and
they've done
that's what
lots
they're
of
doing. So
signings.
Pochettino was 100% a success. Sure, he didn't win a trophy, but he put them in a better position than they were.
Yeah, I'm excited for him to come back and find a
Yeah,
team.
apparently, he hasn't had any good offers.
If you make a prediction, where do you think he's going to manage next?
FC Edmonton looking for a manager. I'm kidding. I honestly don't. Maybe Man United is probably the best option right now. If Ole crashes and burns.
I don't see that.
No, honestly, he hasn't been linked with any big, like, no big club has actually tried to sign him except for like AS Monaco.
Yeah,
so.
I could see him going to Serie A, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting shout.
If it doesn't go well for Pirlo, or if Conte just bursts out of Inter.
Yeah, Inter. Honest, that sounds like a team for him.
So,
but yeah, success, 100% though.
So this is not a question, but it's more so like a statement that I kind of want to. This is what this guy said. Havertz can't even hack in the Prem, as clearly proven. He was shocking. He was in a Farmers League and only played He played goof against Barnsley. Sir, learn how to spell. That's very silly comment you made there. It's been 3 games. He's 21. He's still one of the best players in world football. The Bundesliga is not a Farmers League.
I thought the Havertz bad takes were left last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't get this. Like, it's been for what, like, it takes time for a player to, like we said earlier in the podcast. No.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Oh, this is interesting. I like this question from Mr. Richards. You can put any player, past or present, in their prime into the team you support. You have them for 2 seasons only. Who are you putting and why? I like that question a lot. I wish Liam was here for that.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting question.
Can I be honest with United? Oh, crap.
God, just bring back like Vidic or
Yeah, I was thinking
Ferdinand.
actually Vidic right now. I would
That would
I would love Vidic or Ferdinand.
That
It's easy to say
so good.
Messi. Like, let's not say Messi or Ronaldo, because that's too easy. Because you can be any player in their prime for 2 seasons. I mean, sure, for your club it would help, but Fulham.
Yeah, there's a
Messi-
lot of players that could
Well, Lucas-
definitely work in my
you
team.
guys, I'm going Vidic.
Is it 2 players or 1 player?
No, it's a 2 seat for 2 seasons.
Oh, I know some people would say, center back for sure, partner Van Dijk, but I'm going with Steven Gerrard, mostly for sentimental reasons. You know, if he's with us in this side, I think we would definitely win the Premier League, and he would get the medal.
I like that, even though I'm a United supporter.
And what about you? Who would you? Any player you'd want?
God, can I bring back Clint Dempsey in his prime for Fulham? Oh, I freaking love
What about
that.
Berbatov?
That don't even get me on that. I love Burba.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. That was a fun question. Although I would have loved to see Johan Cruyff in United colors.
I think
That's just on a different level though.
Yeah.
Like that's just insane.
love-
I think that might have almost happened once, but I'm not 100% sure. I might be misremembering something I read in his book.
He's a book. Can you send that to me?
It's upstairs.
Maybe I'll buy it. So, interesting question. I can't think of the top of my head, but maybe you guys. Which is the best disallowed goal you've ever seen?
That's a tough one.
I think a comment, someone replied, it was Ronaldo and Nani, I think, World Cup. Was it 06 or 10?
No, it was. I don't think it was a World Cup. I think it was like a friendly.
Oh,
or
I mean,
qualifier
no,
match.
this has got to be easy. It's got to be that scorpion kick from Giroud.
Didn't he score? It counted though.
No, who scored that scorpion kick and it didn't count? It was either United or Arsenal.
No, both of them counted. The United one was technically offside, but it
Oh,
still counted.
okay, I see.
Oh,
If VAR was there,
Yeah.
then it would have been disallowed. But
such a
I'm
tough
trying to think of
so I know there's been some fantastic goals that got ruled off.
one. Not that it was like a fantastic goal, but one that comes to mind was Argentina in the World Cup. I think it was 2014, where against Germany. It wasn't against
I don't
Germany.
know.
I think it was who was it?
It was a Higuain
Yeah,
missing a breakaway.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
scoring a break.
That one. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Because it was just so like it was crazy. It was going nuts, and then they called it
It was
off.
a couple
so.
seasons ago when Van Persie was still playing for Arsenal, and the opposing goalie went for like to kick the ball out for a goal kick, and Van Persie somehow he stops in mid-air and scores a goal, but the ref called it off. It was hilarious.
Henry also did that too.
Yeah.
For some reason, what I'm thinking of is the Champions League final between Bayern and Dortmund, where Lewandowski technically fouled the guy, but then shot the ball afterwards from like 40
Oh,
yards
okay.
and one in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
That's a really tough question, honestly.
This
I
is-
like it though, but
This is a funny question from Fojo. Is it just me or the dude in green looks like Mesut Ozil?
So now the dude in black.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, he's kind of like.
Do I look like Ozil?
yes.
Honestly, good question. Yeah,
I don't think I
That's
do.
a question for you guys. Does
he's
he look like
Polish,
Ozil?
So I don't know.
Ozil's Turkish and German.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, I don't know what the correlations. But long lost brother, you never know.
Well, what do the other guy? Who does Greg look like, and who does Woz look
He
like?
looks like average white guy number 1. I'm average white guy number 2.
Literally.
Yeah. Here's a good question from TKGD. Do you guys think Pogba is still in the top 15 best midfielders?
Talent wise, yes. Performance wise, based on if you base it off his past weekend, no.
Top 15's a weird number.
Maybe
It's
top 15. Top 15, yeah. But
when
like,
he's it's like Lewis kind of said though, when he's going,
I don't know
100%,
if
but
I
like
wanna-
he's very
he's just
Right now.
so wishy-washy. Like when he plays for France, 100% like top 5. But like it's
I don't think United just don't play him in his best
Yeah.
position.
they play him so deep, and
Yeah.
it's not just not
and they
where
don't get
he's
him the
second.
ball enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Like his match against Brighton, he wasn't that good at all. And
That's a player you want having the ball, controlling the game, dictating the game, making plays.
I'm not
Luis
exactly
Alberto
dictating,
at Lazio
really,
is a bit
but-
better, I think.
huh?
Luis Alberto?
What? Well, they're
Lazio?
I mean, he's more of an attacking
He's
midfielder.
more of a, I think he was like Cam.
He plays higher up the
Yeah.
pitch.
Okay.
I think
Top 15. It's really hard to say because it's so depends how people are playing at the time.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah.
I think talent wise he definitely is. It's just
yeah.
based on the position he is playing
Is,
at
but-
Manchester United at times. He isn't.
I
able
would
to-
put him in the top 15, but not like top 5. He'd be like, yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, maybe top 10, but in recent years he's been so wishy-washy, right? When he was at Juventus, of course, he was amazing. But
Actually, no, he's not in my top 15. No,
why?
because there's so many midfielders I can think of.
Fair enough.
That when because Pogba's not. I'm not naming 15 midfielders right now, but Pogba just is not the same player from 2 years ago now. It
I don't
was
know. I
fantastic.
feel like he just needs a fresh start. But
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if he's gonna move
Get-
from United now.
Yeah.
Here's I think this will be the last question. Best midfielder trio ever from David. Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets.
I don't think you can really beat that.
Yeah.
That's
Like obviously we can name other good ones like recently Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz.
yeah.
We could name so many other ones, but
But I think Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets is the only one that really comes to mind as a midfield trio.
When you think of it, it's just
It's
it's
perfect.
absolute perfection.
now obviously there's other
honestly.
good ones. There's Gattuso, Pirlo, Seedorf.
Yeah, true.
That was a really good one. But I think Xavi and Iniesta are two of the best midfielders of all time. Both coming from the same academy,
Yeah.
playing for the same team during the same
All
time.
Spanish, like it just everything. Like it's just it worked so perfect for Barca.
Yeah, and obviously Busquets as well won. Amazing as well. Influential.
Yeah.
They all won a World Cup, a European champ. They won everything together.
Yeah.
That you can imagine. Are we
Not
moving on
much.
to YouTube questions now?
Yeah, I'm just looking for some.
We got a lot of questions asked last week. I don't know if we'll be able to answer them all because there
Yeah.
were
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Yeah.
We
but
love you guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
we really appreciate the
We
support.
definitely read it though, and we went through them.
Yeah, we appreciate the support we've been getting on the podcast on YouTube and on the audio apps as well.
Yep.
It's been a huge increase.
It makes us love doing these even more.
Yeah.
Even though we always love doing
Yeah.
them anyways.
And yeah, we've done these since we're getting like 10 views.
Oh boy, back to those days.
LL Cooler asks, "Hello, the 90th minute. I'm from TikTok and I've only been watching for a while. So I don't know if you've answered this, but what got you into football?" I feel like we should answer this with Liam.
We might as well just say it. Really.
Two things that got me really into football: either my dad and my family, which got me to playing it. What got me to really watching it? FIFA 12. As lame as that sounds and dumb and like American, yeah, FIFA 12. It helped me get into the game and learn everything about it. And then it just spiraled out of control. One thing I've learned is to never use FIFA ratings to base your football knowledge. So there you go.
Yeah, that's always a rough one. Yeah, I've been playing since I was very, very young, so I've always enjoyed it. Big one though, probably the 2008 Euros and 2010 World Cup especially. Very much enjoyed those. I didn't really start watching like the clubs until later on, but I loved watching the World Cup and the Euros.
Yeah, for me, my dad got me a ball when I was younger. I always played with the ball. And then eventually I grew. I started playing a little later compared to especially you and Liam.
Yeah.
Late compared to most people. I didn't start playing till I was like 7, but I got into the sport really heavily from Euro 2004 when Greece upsetting everyone and winning that tournament. Then soon after got into Liverpool, then joined it. Then I started playing, and then I started playing the video games, watching more soccer or football.
And the main reason why I got FIFA 12 is because that was also the year leading up to Euro 2012, so I kind of wanted to learn more about the sport, and Poland was hosting it, so I was just really hyped for Euro 2012. So I kind of wanted to know more about the game. Yeah.
I remember laughing about it. I just remembered a story. Your dad played a game for you and he lost like 10-0.
Yeah, I can't remember that. Not that. I don't even remember.
And then you said the game was crap.
I remember FIFA 12. I started on Manchester United career mode, and I saw Lucas Podolski, and he was a goat.
Fair enough.
All right, next question.
Thoughts on Mendy, the goalkeeper to Chelsea? P.S. Ryan Christie and Lewis Morgan destroyed him and ripped him a new arsehole. Oh, wow. Didn't know that. I don't know. It's hard to say, man. He's a young goalkeeper, but suppose he's very promising.
He's not that young. Well, I guess he's young for goalkeepers.
He doesn't have a lot of experience compared to some keepers in world football I think they could have signed.
He definitely has a great story, honestly.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen him play too much. I didn't get to watch too much of Rennes last season.
Yeah.
So
Now the thing is, can Petr Cech get him going and ready for the Prem, right? So
yeah.
Because
he's definitely a lot taller than Kepa, so that's a bonus.
Yeah. Will he make those mistakes that Kepa makes? Probably not. Now the question is, who's coming out, Kepa or Willie? That's a very good question.
Interesting
honestly.
question here. Would you rather take Vidic, Terry, or Ferdinand and Campbell? I'm gonna go Ferdinand and Campbell.
So it's Vidic and Terry or Ferdinand and Campbell?
Yeah, I'll go Ferdinand and Campbell. I like Sol Campbell a lot.
Sol Campbell is a monster.
Yeah.
But Vidic and Terry is it's hard to say.
I don't know.
It's a very tough one.
I'll go with
I feel like Vidic and Terry would be more reliable though, but
I'd go with Vidic and Terry.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. John Terry was so good as well.
Would you rather have a good defense, a good attack, or good midfield? That's tough to. I mean.
Okay, well, I'll answer this first. Because Fulham's defense is absolute shit. So I'm going to say good defense.
There's always that saying, like,
start a good attack starts from the defense.
Or, defense wins championships and attack scores.
The thing is, Atletico Madrid last season, they had a great defense, but they didn't score a lot last season.
Lucas, I'm sick and tired of conceding like 5 goals a game.
Be in his position for once.
Well, Liverpool were in that position. We were scoring a lot of goals and conceding a lot. Well, I'm talking about having a good attack
and then come up and then get relegated again. And then we came back up and we're probably going to get relegated
again. I'll go with good defense because that's how you build a championship from defense, right?
I'm going to say good attack because I just like watching great football.
It's a tough question because even good midfield was like just all the quality that you can. I love seeing a good pass, like a good chipped pass.
Actually,
nice.
I'd go.
But I'm still going to good defense.
I think having a good midfield because you can still have if you have a good midfield, you can still create more chances, and even if you have a below average attack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Question: how likely do you think Dortmund's title chances? Interesting question. I don't know. It would have been up in the air if they won, because Bayern lost. But with Bayern being the machine they are, it's really tough to beat that right now.
I just have a hard time with Lucien Favre. I don't think they're gonna win it with him, unless he proves me wrong throughout the season. They should have a team that wins it, especially if Marco Reus starts playing again.
Yeah, I just think Bayern's just too good right now.
Not even that. I just always feel like Dortmund's defense lets them down.
Yeah, at the worst time.
Yeah, especially. I mean,
who's that sound like? Was Manchester United?
Yeah, well, at least Dortmund play well.
Yeah, at least we're not in a title race always. Dortmund, I mean, they always produce great players. You never know who's gonna come out of their academy this year. I mean, Giovanni Reina looks like to be a star this year, but you don't know who else might pop up and surprise people. So they could win it. That's honestly up if the Bayern deflate the ball or something. If Bayern,
that's actually the thing. It depends on how bad Bayern blow it.
Second funny question. Remember when I asked why is Waz always salty? Not always salty.
Well,
not recently. I think recently I've been happier. I don't know why.
Well, as you get salty a little. You get salty a good bit.
You like some tea, though?
Yeah. I'm passionate. That's the best way of putting it. Passion.
There's no passion.
Last question from Jace. Do you guys believe Tottenham can really push for top 4 and for the Europa League final? Yes.
Push for top 4? Actually, I think they've been playing very good.
I think they've been building a pretty good team. I think Jose's
the loss to Everton was pretty rough.
But to be fair, Everton could also be in that conversation. Could they sneak in the top 4?
How they're playing right now? Probably, but it's still a
to lose
very
to
good
Everton,
push.
There's no shame in that.
I know they beat Spurs, but then they need to wait till they play the Liverpools.
But the Premier League is going to be very competitive
Man
this season.
Cities.
The thing is, Mourinho did say Son was injured and it wasn't looking good.
I think what really hurt Spurs last year was, they didn't recover from the Champions League final.
Yeah. Well, they need Reguilon to come in because he'll be very good. Gareth Bale, if he can actually be motivated and play good, that could be deadly.
What else was I going to say?
Europa League final, though, I think Spurs is definitely one of the favorites to get in there.
Last year, that Spurs team just had so much drama riddled around it, like transfer rumors, Eriksen, injuries constantly to their big players.
All right, all or nothing. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
But I agree. They came out from that Champions League final. Like, they're expected to do stuff.
If you watched All or Nothing, you can see, oh my God, actually, they had a lot of issues going around.
The amount of the injuries they had was very bad.
Harry Kane always picking up something.
Harry Kane's son
fighting in the dressing room because Laurie. It's like Jose said, they need to be bastards. They need to be bastards.
Yeah, but to answer the question, yes, I think they can.
Yeah. But that's it. I don't think we really got any Instagram questions. Apologies if we didn't get to that.
Sorry if we didn't get to your question either. There were a lot, and we've been recording for quite a while now.
Yeah. So thank you so much. It's been an awesome episode. We, went longer than I think expected with the three of us. Usually it goes longer if there's more of us.
I have no idea how long we're even at, but we are going to wrap it up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we really do appreciate the support we've been getting on all of our videos recently, especially the podcast and also on the podcast on audio apps.
And if you are still watching, FIFA 21 is right around the corner. We will be posting FIFA 21 content.
We'll have an update on that this week.
Soon enough.
Yes, so be subscribed. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow along on all social medias, podcasts, everything. Right, boys?
Yep.
That's everything.
Like Liam always says, this has been yet another week in the beautiful game.
See you next time.
Ciao. Bellissimo.